have reached Wrestling's ThunderCats review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Masters of the Universe ThunderCats crossover, Tygra. Masters of the Universe and ThunderCats Tygra. But before I get into the actual review, I just want to go over some of the awesome details on this packaging. Up front, here's two will showing you the figure and all the accessories inside. Up top here, you have the Masters of the Universe crossover ThunderCats logo. Well, it says Tygra, heroic Thunderian scientist. Upper corner here is 6+, which is age required for this figure, and down below that in the other corner, you have the Tell emblem. Then on the back of the packaging here, up top here it says, the noble scientist Tygra discovers that Third Eternia is home to many wonders, both good and evil. Up top here, beautiful illustration of Tygra in his translucent armor, along with his three-headed bolo whip. We have a profile shot of Tygra, below that it says, Tygra, heroic Thunderian scientist. Next day you have a little starburst that reads, includes comic book. Many of all the figures features that picture Tygra, and below that it says, put on Thunder Helmet. Next day you have a cross of all the other available figures. Below that you have the Mattel emblem, and next to that it says, empowering generations through play. Masters of the Universe Origins and ThunderCats Tygra. Tygra was released August 2025 with the suggested retail price of $21.48, and he's available exclusively at Walmart. Tygra was released along with the other Masters of the Universe Origins and ThunderCats Wave 2 figures, He-Man and Panthro. Tygra has 16 points of articulation, and his accessories include his three-headed bolo whip, face visor, translucent chest harness, shoulder pauldron, fur-adorned belt, thigh armor, lower leg armor, comic book, and instructions. Tygra stands 5.5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 6 and up. And then Tygra on my display table. So we'll go over some of his play features and accessories. First, by talking about his mini comic book, Masters of the Universe crossover ThunderCats, the Power Sword of Omen, which features both Lion-O and He-Man on the cover. On the inside here you have Chitara, Panthro, He-Man, Tygra, Battle Catman. On the next page here, you have the entrance of Skelra, which is a crossover between Mumra and Skeletor. They do battle here. On the back cover here, you have a cross of all the other available figures. But let me go and get Tygra back in here. Because Tygra, in his default form, comes with this translucent armor already on. You have the leg armor, you have the shoulder armor here. But also you have what the back of the box refers to as the Thunder Helmet. What an arm Tygra with this Thunder Helmet, it simply just clips onto his face. Just like that. Very, very cool. Very cool, and it is molded out of a translucent green plastic, so you kind of see through it. Not sure what the gimmick behind that is. I haven't really read the comic book, but please, if you do get your hands on this figure, check out the comic book because it's really, really cool. But there is a way to convert Tygra from his crossover form to his actual original ThunderCats form. And that's what the instructions show you right here. So they show you the actual original Tygra as a ThunderCat right here. And they show you what you need to do to convert him from his crossover form to his regular Tygra form. And the cool thing about these figures is they're customizable. They're very easy to kit bash, and there's so many crossovers that Masters of the Universe Origin went through, where crossover WWE, Turtles, Transformers, ThunderCats. And you can also just take all these figures apart, and it's a necessity for you to do that with this figure because there aren't little straps or buckles where you can unstrap the armor. You actually do have to disassemble the figure. But if you have the other figures, you can actually kit bash your figures and build your own armies or your own figures, which is really, really cool gimmick behind these figures. But I'm entirely going to take apart my Tygra, because when I put him back together again, he's going to appear in this ThunderCats form. So I'm going to go and take his translucent shoulder armor here. I'm going to slide off his lower leg armors off his thighs here. And this is really cool because so far I've done this with Chitara and Lion-O, and they look just like they did in the original 80s cartoon. Very, very cool. I'm going to put these off to the side. Now I'm going to bring the shoulder pauldron and see how I'm going to put this on. I believe I might have to take the arms off too. So you have to completely disassemble your Tygra to convert him over. You get this lower torso piece, but you can slip that belt right off. You get that Masters of the Universe loincloth right here, which I think is really cool that this is removable. Put that off to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and slip on that shoulder pauldron. I think that's what that's called. And I believe it goes in this way. You slip it right over the shoulder. And the cool thing too is you also have to disassemble the boots here too, because you got to take his foot now, and you got to take this piece right here. I know these are very hard to get off. Pull that right off, because I'm going to go ahead, and I know they're labeled specifically, and I guess maybe these aren't. I have his other thigh piece right here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and plug in his foot. And I know there's lots of moving parts right here. There's foot right here. I'm going to plug this right into the thigh. And I don't think it really matters which shin guard piece goes into what foot. Either it's the universal. It looks like they're both the same, almost. I could be mistaken. So let me go and grab the other one right here. Do the same exact thing. And I could have it misassembled. I hope not, because this is my first take. And I would really like to complete this review in one take. Trust me, it takes me a lot of takes to do a lot of these reviews, and especially with something this customizable, it might not take me as long as I hoped for, which is pretty nice. I actually got the leg on right here. It looks like I might have it on the right leg. They're not labeled, and I know some of these customizable figures are labeled where it's right and left foot, and I'm hoping I have it on the right foot. I'm going to go ahead and put the legs right back into this piece right here. I don't believe that there's a piece I have to put around the torso piece. And it looks like it's working out pretty fine right here. Let me see if he stands. I might not have him on the right foot, but they're a little tight because this figure is a brand new figure. It's the first time I put him together. Haven't really rehearsed this yet, but it looks like Tygra will stand on his own. Yep, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the torso in with the shoulder pauldron and kind of starting to look like what he looked like in the actual original ThunderCats. I'm going to pop the arm into place. And like I mentioned earlier on, if you have other pieces you want to snap together, like if you want to customize a Lionel, put some Lionel parts on him, the only thing you cannot cross over are the female figures with the male figures. They don't fit in a lot of the pieces, which is alright. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oh, he's starting to look just like the Tygra I remember as a kid. Very, very nicely done. I do love the fact that you're able to do that, where you're able to build the original figure out of the crossover figure, because a lot of times they have you buy two figures, and it's nice that you have the 2-for-1. So if you want to have both the crossover figure and the actual Tygra figure, and I hope he can stand on his own, which will be very disappointing if he can't. But he's very, very stiff because, like I said, this is the first time I've put him together like this. And now you have Tygra in his actual original ThunderCat form. Very, very nicely done. The last accessory I want to bring in is this 3-headed bolo whip, which I think is really cool that they didn't mold it out of like a plastic form where it's just stuck in one shape. It's an actual string with these bolo whips. I think that's really cool. Or arm Tygra with his 3-headed bolo whip, you just slip it right into his hand, just like that. And now you have Tygra with his 3-headed bolo whip. This is really, really cool. I am very happy with this figure. I mean, out of all the crossover figures so far, I haven't been disappointed by one of them. I enjoy all of them. I enjoyed Chitara. Chitara's only fault that I had was her hairstyle, but I mean, that's forgivable. It's still a very cool figure. Lionel was fantastic, and all the accessories that he came with was fantastic. But I have to say, Tygra follows suit. This is a great figure. And I'm just sad that they just stopped this toy line, because I did get Panthro, and I did not get Thundercat Man or Panthro Man, I believe he's called. I didn't get those two figures, nor did I get He-Man. I'm a little disappointed I missed out on those, because this toy line was very short run. It was not very popular, or they just didn't have them in production for too long. But it's a fantastic toy line nonetheless. And I feel like these ThunderCat figures are probably the best out of all the ones I've seen in the past. But if you found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Red Seal's Toy Click Review. I'll check you guys out next time.